Bayreuth in Germany. So my name is Bernice Camp. I'm in charge of this liaison office for the University of Bayreuth here in Bordeaux in France, but I'm also in charge of countries in South Europe and North Africa. And my job actually consists in fostering collaborations between the University of Bayreuth researchers, and researchers in the regions I mentioned just before, and especially with researchers in Bordeaux, not only at the University of Bordeaux, but all the research institutes on the site of Bordeaux. So because it's important for us to make our research activities known, so you can be maybe our future partners for research projects, it's important for you to understand and to better know what we do actually in research in Bayreuth. So that's why we organize this event. And tonight, the session is dedicated to the field of materials, and especially new materials. And that's why I've got the pleasure to welcome on board tonight Professor Glatzel. Is going to present what his researchers are doing in this field. And then after this presentation, you will have the opportunity to ask all the questions you want. So please don't be shy and do not hesitate to ask the questions. And now, Professor Glatzel, the floor is yours.
Okay, thanks very much for the introduction. Bonsoir, messieurs, dames. That's all the French I will do tonight. So first of all, I will show my screen. So I hope everybody can see the screen now. So I'm from the University Bayreuth, Germany, and the topic is at a glance. So we are focusing now today on advanced materials. That's my name. I will give a brief CV of myself, just very briefly. So I studied physics actually, then I moved on to material science, actually to metals and alloys in Berlin, at the Technical University Berlin. I was there for 8-9 years. And then I moved to Jena University, also in Germany, and then a little bit further south to Bayreuth in Germany. Bayreuth is in northern Bavaria. So we are about 2 hours north of Munich, but still in Bavaria. And here in Bayreuth, I am chairing several positions within the field of material science. For example, the Bayreuth Materials Center. I will come to this point later. Also, I'm the speaker of the advanced field, we call it this way. And then within the advanced field, we have the advanced materials. This is, in Germany, it's not the identical title or half identical title. In English it is. So, and this also since many years, since 2006. And actually, hopefully I can find a new person, maybe this year, who is where my predecessor then. Okay. I'm also, we have also a GmbH, a company. Actually, it's a research company sponsored by the state of Bavaria with about 50%. And it's called also New Materials, Neue Materialien Bayreuth GmbH, which is an important point also. And it's very strongly connected to the university. It's maybe comparable to a Fraunhofer Institute. Some people maybe know these collaborations. So with Fraunhofer as a connection to local industry. In our case, it's the Neue Materialien Bayreuth GmbH. Also, I was in a research German Science Foundation research training group for a couple of years, and now we have I'm coordinating a German-wide priority program. It's called, it's on high entropy alloys. So people from the metals and metallurgical community maybe know what this means. So I don't go into detail into this one too much. So focus areas of the University Bayreuth. So these are screenshots from our university page on these. In Germany, we call it Profilfelder, and we have also distinguished it in two different advanced, two different, maybe levels or emerging status. So advanced fields is the more longer running projects and fields. And actually, when I came to Bayreuth in the year 2003, it was one of my one of the strong points of the University Bayreuth, that they had this advanced field on advanced materials. So let's look into the advanced materials. That's the web page. So if you want to look in detail to this, so again, we have here the other advanced fields, but then the where's the advanced materials here is our focus. And actually, if you go into detail into this one now, so new materials are crucial, important to humankind. This is what most people know. So I don't have to introduce this too much, but you know the Stone Age, Bronze Age, and Iron Age. And there are several statements that new inventions and new things coming to mankind are 70% driven by new materials. So it's a very important field, and actually in Germany it's also pretty well known that material science is a very important field. So always in the Regierungserklärung, so in the statements of our Angela Merkel, she's always mentioning material science pretty explicitly in their statements. Okay, and later on it says, and then I will go to this point in more detail, advanced materials at the University Bayreuth brings together more than 200 scientists, and we are all working on different fields, and so in these 20 minutes now, with no possibility, I can mention all these fields and all these projects we are doing. So I will just give you a glance, and then please ask questions, and I can definitely get you in contact with other people which are into several areas of this field. So now I would like to show a movie, and the movie is in Germany, so you don't can hear the tone. Actually, I put it down to 0, then it doesn't disturb me. So we used like aircraft engines as an example, and also polymers here, the bottle. Vehicles, like anything in mobility, is of course of importance for material science, especially in advanced materials. These are examples from our student lab work we are doing, melting, testing. This is what we have in our lab. So we are developing developing new alloys. And here I'm talking about that we mostly work on, in my group, on high temperature alloys. So for flight engines, the high temperature materials, nickel-based superalloys, which are here in these turbines. And actually, the importance is they're running for 11 hours at very high temperatures, melting in yellow, and you're still landing safely. This is also for aerospace and flight engines. So the brakes, this is from the ceramics department. So composite material, CMC. It's a carbon reinforced silicon carbide materials, and used for very expensive brakes, for example, in Porsche and all these very expensive cars, and but also for aircraft gear landing, and also for space shuttles if they use very high braking forces. That's Professor Krenkel. He's just exactly 3 meters above me, directly above me, and he's leading the group of ceramics materials and working intensely on this disc brakes. The next point is then, more in the polymer is also a very strong part within within Bayreuth. So this is a group, they produce flakes, glass flakes with very high aspect ratio. So the aspect ratio can be up to 50,000, so very thin flakes, but long elongations, and they can be used in polymers to prevent gas leaking in protection for food, for example. So here's so there's no oxygen coming to the food. And the reason is actually these long elongated flakes. Here you see the image. So very long elongation, and if a gas molecule wants to wander through, it needs a longer pathway. Next one, we are very, of course, very well equipped here. I can state this on all kinds of analytical tools. So this is an example for X-ray diffraction, so structural analysis, but also chemical analysis, of course, all the way down to the atoms, transmission electron microscope, and many different tools, the thermophysical analysis. And this is Professor van Smalen from the crystallography department. So yeah, as a university, we are very strong in analytical tools and can do many things. So that's the end of the movie. And here are some of our students and postdocs working in the field of new materials. Okay. The organization chart I would try to show is here. So we have several levels. For example, the first one is the advanced materials. We call it Profilfeld or advanced field, new materials. And we have 27 professors or groups, every professor here is representing a group, different sizes, but from 5 to maybe 25, 30 people. Then the subgroup of the advanced materials is the Bayreuth Materials Center. So these people are much more focused on material science and engineering. In the Bayreuth Materials Center, there's about 15 groups. And then again, a subgroup is the Center for Material Science, which I'm located in. So these are the 5 people, so metals. Oh, sorry, should not mention myself first. So it's ceramics, polymers, functional materials, materials processing, and metals. And also we have the center and the TAO. This abbreviation means Technologie Allianz Oberfranken in Germany, or Technology Alliance Upper Franconia, which is the area we are living in, where Bayreuth is located in Upper Franconia, in northern part of Bavaria. And this is actually mainly a building. So therefore I show the TAO building, and it's pretty new. We got a lot of money for building up the building. So it's more than was 65 million euro roughly. And yeah, if this would be a live picture, I'm just right here down there in this corner. I'm just at the moment giving this presentation. So and we just moved in there 1.5 years ago. These are the people engaged in the BIMAT, and this is now alphabetically ordered. So maybe, I don't know if one or some people are familiar to you. And this is now a mixture, but this is the BIMAT group. So as I said, the subgroup, these are the people which are very close to material science and engineering. Here, for example, functional materials, polymers. This is the ceramics department. Frau Professor Roth is on materials processing, and myself. But also then biomaterials. We have 3 people actually for more or less biomaterials, and then also people from chemistry and construction, CAD, and on. The bigger group is now then also going. This is from Bayerische Geo Institute. This is geoscience. So they're also, of course, doing lots of material science and engineering. And so I can't go into detail into everybody, but these are the 27 profs or groups engaged, and thereby we come to the number of these roughly 200 researchers. So, for example, my group has about 20. More than 25 people, 20 or 18 PhD students at the moment. We are, I guess, manpower-wise, pretty strong here. material science and engineering is by nature interdisciplinary, so that's the reason we have within this advanced field of advanced materials, we have of course engineering science or mechanical engineering, like let's say would be the overall envelope to it is about 50%, but also chemistry, physics, biology department is engaged there. This is our third-party funding. I think we are pretty proud of it. So this is the overall number, 64 million euro for University Bayreuth. This is 2015. Actually, that's the most recent one we can get at the moment. And here you see the light blue. This is material science and engineering. So here we are with roughly 6 million euro third-party funding for this area, this sector. And these are also, as I said, chemistry, physics, a little bit mathematics is also engaged in our field. And the gray part is this is where we also spend lots of money, is the very high expensive technical equipment. Here some listed, so everything above 200,000 euro is listed extra, and there we have plenty of equipment and over the years, so transmission electron microscope for 1.2 million, several SEM scanning electron microscopes. We have only in this building here we have 3 scanning electron microscopes, all dedicated to special usage. Okay, and also what we are proud of, so ranked within Germany in the field of material science and engineering, we are ranked number 13, and actually comparing to the size of our university, that's a very good rank, I think. And some of the technical universities which should be very high in these engineering science are ranked below us. So I think we have a good third party funding, which is also represented by good researchers and good output in publications. So some more numbers to this. So roughly 200 scientists. This is a very rough estimate, about 2,000 papers published within the last 10 years. So this is I know it's a rough number, but it is in realistic, because my university president asked me to list all the papers, and I said it's impossible. This is I would spend too much time and a couple of secretaries to list all of these. So we just estimated from the publication list of each of these groups. Okay, these ones I mentioned. So we had a German research foundation, which is always a good point for quality control. It's a research training group for PhD students. 5 million euro over 10 years. Then we right now we have I'm coordinating a Schwerpunkt program, priority program. It's called. Which runs for another 3 years. This is 15 million euro distributed all over Germany, and we are coordinating this one from here from Bayreuth, and our part is about 1.4 million for these 6 years. Also, we are engaged in the SFB Transregers. This one goes into the direction of biomaterials and biomaterials additive manufacturing. And several other projects are applied for at the moment, and bigger projects. And yeah, finally, I mentioned this at the beginning, the research company Neue Materialien Bayreuth GmbH, which also has a share of 5.5 million euro per year. So it's about 60 people working there, which I did not include here in the university summary. So this comes additionally on top of it, and there we are concentrating a lot on what is now in fashion. So additive manufacturing is happening there, and the New Materials Bayreuth GmbH is about 70% polymer science and 30% metals. The ceramics, I will show a picture later. So that's an aerial view of Bayreuth. So there's the city of Bayreuth. Actually, I come to this point. Here's the campus. Actually, again, my building is right here at the edge of this picture. So my office is visible there. But I want to point out this one. That's the Neue Materialien Bayreuth GmbH as a company, and close by. And I said here polymers and metals. And close by here is the Fraunhofer Institute for High Temperature Lightweight Materials. This is the HTL, which has also roughly like 50, 60 people working there. And here you can see the Autobahn, the highway from Munich to Berlin. So this is separating us. Also, I use very often this bridge here with my bicycle. And then I can come down here to the university. Next picture shows another aerial view of the university. So this is our tower building here. And about this 3/4 here, this area is all material science and engineering. So in the upper floor, and the second floor is in English speaking, is the third floor. It's biomaterials. The second floor is ceramics, and the first floor is metals. And these are our technicum areas where we have our labs and technical halls. And the university campus is we are roughly all this here. So this is the sports department. So this is all the campus, and here we have our faculty for engineering science, where we belong to. So here is more the people, the stronger people on mechanical engineering, which are more closely to mechanical engineering. So you see, everything is pretty close by. So right now we have snow, so I'm not riding the bike, but anything else you can do with a bicycle very easily within Bayreuth. Okay, and I want to close with another movie, another drone flight here. Yeah. It's running. So here we start again with a tower building. This is our building, and these are our horses. Sorry. Sorry, I clicked too much. One more time. Okay. Be careful. Yeah. But that's a good point. So Technologie Allianz Oberfranken, this building here, that's the hallway in the first floor. This is our casting device where you saw the casting process happening. This is the transmission electron microscope we have in our building. We have also, for an exhibition, we have a flight engine sponsored from the company MTU. We got this to show the people. And now you see how close we are. So now we fly to the Mensa. That's our Mensa, and this is the flight to the faculty of. And we also have a group of students, of course, working on these student racing cars. Here you see the racing car, which is of course happening in most universities. And there are also the racing car is of course very much into material science and engineering also, but also they are starting more and more with artificial intelligence and driving by themselves. Okay, with this I would like to finish. This is some of the web pages we have where you can check more closely later on. So the advanced field here, the biomat as a subgroup, our faculty. This is at the moment running Schwerpunktprogramm on high entropy alloys. This is my group myself, and that's the out of university link, the Neue Materialien Bayreuth, New Materials Bayreuth GmbH. Okay, thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Professor Glatzel. So now it's your turn as a participant to ask your questions. So to do so, I would like you to write your name in the Q&A tab, and then I will open the mic for you so you can ask directly your question to Professor Glatzel. So now the floor is yours. So don't be shy and ask all the questions you have. The first question is always the most difficult one.
Yeah.
If you don't feel comfortable, oh, Jean-Louis Bobet, the mic is open. You can ask your question.
Yes. Can you hear me? Because I'm not. Okay.
Yes.
We can.
No, thank you very much. And I'm sorry because I was slightly late. So I missed the first maybe 5 minutes. So maybe you already answered my question. I'm sorry about that. But you say that in a case of I want to understand really well the difference you make between material science, chemistry, physics, and engineering. Because, well, what is the difference you're making?
Yeah, it's in our case, it's the university organization itself. So we have a faculty of engineering science, we have a faculty of physics, chemistry, and biology. So we don't regularly see these people in meetings or so, because it's very strictly organized. So we have altogether we have like 7 different faculties, and there's no big interconnections between them. Only like due to these advanced fields, this is the interdisciplinary coming into play. But you're right, in principle, material science and engineering itself it's also, we have always connected with physics, chemistry, biology, and mechanical engineering. That's the nature and the good, I think, the very nice point about material science and engineering, but not from the hierarchical structure of the university.
Okay. And the size in terms of faculty members, is it more or less the same, or you have big difference?
No, it's a big difference, but not, yeah, or how it depends, of course. Let's say we are like at the moment, and actually engineering sciences is growing, so we are at the moment like 17 faculty positions. In physics, I'm not sure, it's also a big one, it's about 20. Chemistry, yeah, maybe the sizes are not too different. Chemistry maybe 10, 12. Biology is also pretty big because there are many specialized groups. Yeah, but from the, let's say, from the third party funding, we are pretty bigger than all the others. So it's yeah, hard to compare. Therefore, we also have different questions and needs very often.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Another question? Jean-Louis Bobet again.
I'm sorry once again.
Yeah.
No, you speak about the additive manufacturing, and you say that it was 70% for polymer and 30% for metal and ceramics. Is it due to some industrial needs, or is it just because you are focusing more on polymer than metal and ceramics?
Yeah, maybe I was too fast in this point. I was mentioning the Neue Material and Bayreuth GmbH. This is divided 70% polymers, 30% metals.
Okay.
Within these groups, probably, yeah, half of each group is working on additive manufacturing. So therefore, it still stays to the amount of 70 to 30, but this is just for the company. With respect to the university, I mean, the point is all these polymer 3D printing tools are much less expensive So we have many more polymer printing tools than metals, because as you know, selective laser melting and all these laser techniques, laser sintering, is much more expensive than just printing a polymer. Therefore, I would say from the number of the equipment, it's also more on polymers than on metals. But from the overall investment money, yeah, it's probably similar. But this is another initiative. So maybe if you have another time we have a campus additive initiative, CAI it's called, and I'm also a member in there. Professor Döpper is leading this. There we collect all the additive manufacturing activities of the university. So it's another big group, of course, with many attachment or many connections to material science. It's always very important for additive manufacturing.
Okay, thank you.
No.
Next question. You can write your question in the chat box if you don't feel comfortable by asking the question directly.
I reduced the time in the presentation, so there's more time for questions.
There is one question. Is the university open to collaboration with foreign researchers? And if yes, how can we elaborate such collaboration?
Yeah, very good point. Actually, I have at the moment, I have a project with Florence Pettinari-Strumel from CNRS in Toulouse. We have a proposal on which is submitted to, and it's one of these joint proposals with DFG and I think AFNR it's called, or yeah. So this is one very good point of collaborating, because if this is successful, we can put a PhD student in here in Bayreuth and one in Toulouse, and they would work jointly on one project. Or so that's a very nice point. But on the other side, it's not easy to get these approved, these proposals. So we are working on it, and hopefully it will work. And of course, I have many connections to France, but this is mainly due to conferences and meetings, and not that much on direct project. So with Florence in Toulouse, that's at the moment the only part, and there are some other people in Toulouse we are intensely working with, because they also work on high temperature alloys. Yeah. But there are possibilities, and of course there's like a personal exchange, let's say without Corona times, was also very easy. So traveling money for inviting people is not a big issue from our side here.
Maybe something to add on this point, because I said I'm in charge of this liaison office here in Bordeaux. I've got some budget also to organize some meetings between researchers from Bayreuth and researchers, for instance, from Bordeaux. So if you want to organize some joint events, joint colloquium or symposia, do not hesitate to contact me, and then we can discuss together, or we can work together and connect you with our researchers in Bayreuth. Yeah. So do not hesitate.
Okay, thanks. Good point. Yeah.
And I'm putting my email address in the chat box, so just for you to know, and then you can contact me at any time. Any other question, maybe? No more question? You had all the information you needed?
Yeah, and you can, or I can put my email address in the chat. Should I do this? Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, oh no. How should? Okay, yeah. Okay. So if you want to, if you have questions, and also as I said, I could connect to other people. I think we are covering a wide range in material science and engineering. Of course, not everything. This is also not possible, but I think we have a pretty wide range. Yeah.
And maybe also to add something, we are also organizing a specific session on battery research. So it's still related to the field of materials. So there is a specific session on battery research on Friday at 6. I know it's not the most convenient time on Friday, but feel free to join us if you want to know more about this specific research area. So if you don't have any more questions, we are going to close the session. Maybe a last word from you, Professor Glatzel, before we close?
No, thanks for listening. It was very nice. And actually, I've never been to Bordeaux so far, but heard very nice things. Yeah, especially the wine, of course. And yeah, unfortunately, right now, I think we cannot make plans to visit each other, but hopefully this will get better in summer. I think everybody hopes for it. Let's see.
Be sure I'm going to invite you in Bordeaux when we can travel. It's planned actually to organize some, as I said, joint scientific events. So we will let you know more, in Bayreuth, but also in Bordeaux. So do not hesitate. If you have also ideas, just contact me and then we can, as I said, discuss. I would like to thank you very much for your participation. I hope, and we hope you enjoyed this session and got all the information you need. As we said, we remain at your disposal if you have any more questions after the session. The session is registered and you will find normally the content on YouTube soon. So you can get a replay after the session, and do not hesitate also to forward the content to your colleagues who couldn't attend the session. Maybe it could be also interesting for them. So we wish you a very nice evening, and hopefully let's keep in touch for further collaboration. Thank you very much and see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.